For every one of us in the XRP community, this is actually a huge news. We just got information from Elna. Actually, this shows the judge has some understanding, and it is actually really clear that the institution is actually getting onto this. And that is positive because both of them are using XRP on a regular basis to solve their customers' problem. They're not investing in XRP. Instead, they are using the advantage of that as a ledger, the utility part of XRP, to solve that cross-border friction. And understand this, they have till October 14 to actually file their briefs. And when they do, you are going to see their side of things because they already gave a narrative like, okay, this is why we are entering onto this one. We're not investing into XRP, or we don't have anything related to Ripple on that investment contract side, but we do use XRP ledger to solve our customers' issue, and that's creating value. Now, that being said, on the other side, we just listened to Brad talking, and when I was listening to this as DI retweeted this one, I was like, okay, that does mean Brad is saying, okay, maybe there is a possibility that the settlement comes by the first half of next year, maybe the Q1, maybe the Q2. He's not giving a complete picture because he is also like all of us having the thought process. But yeah, he will have more details from the lawyers. Great. But when he gives that narrative, understand one thing, you need to be patient. If it happens next month, if it happens in this year, it's all good, it's all great. But if it's happening next year, you now need to understand, okay, the expectation of the settlement is going to be priced in. People will come in because right now we are seeing the entire market is getting that positive side of this. When the price is down massively, you see big institutions coming in. So it's not only Google, we actually have news like BNY Mellon. The biggest institutions in the world are coming into the crypto. They're accepting this one. And CC Binance gives you this one. Right now he's kind of, clearly highlighting this is not a financial advice. It's his thought process. So if it's me trying to digest that, I'm like, okay, literally, big companies are entering when the price is 60-70% down for various assets. So do you see an opportunity if you are looking at this? Say the first one is from King Solomon, where he actually found out this one, and I'm like, okay, that's really great. That's a great found, actually. Like, if I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, shout out to this guy, yeah? Because this is another area where you're looking like, okay, another central bank is getting onto this ramp. So when they talk about Amazon Web Services, we have already seen what Amazon has done in partnership with Ripple, and then highlighting Ripple services. I'm like, okay, when it's a central bank, and then the Latin America, when they are actually looking at the entire area, I would actually be saying like, okay, whenever I listen to Brad talking about Latin America and the Middle East, they actually say, okay, there is a lot of friction in the payments which they are trying to solve. So this can be something. We're not sure. I literally don't understand what language it is. It is not mine, at least. So for example, anyone who understands this can drop me a translation and we will get to know more. But one thing is for sure, in different central bank documents, you are getting Ripple named. Now, technicals, we will jump onto that one. But before that, we need to actually look at other things. The on-demand liquidity partners, as of today, it's like 25 different corridors with a lot of customers. New here is Sweden, then Europe as a general. Now within Sweden, the difference is they don't have euro, they have Swedish krona. So France and Sweden being new ODL partner is the gateway of new currencies. So right now you have 25 countries and currencies where it is being operated. So if you are that guy who says, okay, it's only 6 people using ODL, come on, yeah, open your eyes. This is literally changing the world. Why is that so important? Because it is going to get priced in. But right now, what you should be focusing on is not only that one, you have macro stuffs happening. One of which is the CPI, which is going to come out soon. we really don't want to actually see CPI, which is like 8.4, 8.5, or increasing from the last point. What we really want to see is it dropping. So if it is 8.1, we can actually see like 9.1. Great. Then 8.5, 8.3, okay, 8.1. So we are consistently going down. But if we get 8.3 or higher, that can actually kick the market. For sure. Now, JP Morgan actually puts the number like 5% sell off in the markets. But understand crypto is volatile. So it can be 10, 20% a day. But if the same happens to be 7.9%, it is going to move higher. Remember last time when we had that drop, expecting 8.7 and getting 8.5, the entire month was like bullish. Price action was taking, random coins were pumping. So if we get 7.9 or lower, it's going to be really great. What we want to see is it getting priced into the market on a positive note, but not the negative side of it. So right now, yes, the oil price, the dollar price, you have a lot of macro things to look at along with the price action here. We are going to break these down in a various different ways to look at XRP in the price action, then talk the fundamentals. This is the scientific investor family, where the normal common retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of the world. Yes, the market is mixed. Bears, bulls, all of them are trying to clash on the short term. And yes, you do have the CPI numbers being priced in. You are slow, the market is down. Because they expect the price to be volatile, people are trying to move on to the stable coins. You go here and look at the volatility and just drop here looking at the different stable coins, and you're like, okay, there's a lot of volatility there. People are moving in, people are moving out. A lot of things are happening. So if we try to break that down on XRP for the BTC side of it, on a monthly, which is, the long term, you have already broken that level and you are above that, which is bullish. So that's long-term perspective. You just changed something, broke through the moving average, and you're still above that. You're closing there. You need to see a continuation. So to see whether we are going to get a continuation, we need to look at zoomed in views, weekly, daily, 3-day, like that. So right now when you observe this, you do actually see like you got 1 week of red, which is black here, and then another week of bulls. Now, what we have to see, in my opinion, is this bulls actually erase the bearishness presented here by the base. Great. But right now, when the price is coming down, what we want to see, being optimistic on the market, is like, say, around 50% of the last bullish candle, you are getting supported. Because if you drop, now yes, you still hold on to the bullish sentiment unless you are holding on to this range. So you are inside the previous candle's range. You haven't changed anything. Price is volatile there. But on the same note, you see the RSI slowly trending to the downside. So on a weekly, you are seeing there is a possibility for correction to come on. So now we are trying to see like, okay, where is the next resistance? Where is going to be the next support range? So we do have some room in the support side of the RSI, suggesting we may drop. Now, that's on a 3-day chart. So when you actually go on to a 12-hour chart, say we remove all this and try to actually look the 12-hour chart in a way that, okay, where does these supports fall in? We are kind of close to that, some way close to that. Let's fix this properly. Okay. Yeah, if you are looking at a trend, you do have some room here in that sense too. The MACD is crossing to the downside, so that actually suggests you may go a little bit down. But the price is above the 20-day moving average on a 12-hour chart. What we really want to see is that on a daily, and on a daily, the price is holding above the 20-day moving average. That is actually a good thing. But with the RSI suggesting you that I'm making a lower high like this, and the price showing you a possibility, now you cannot actually neglect this one, giving a clean possibility here of a double top, you actually need to see the price holding this range. Because if it does not hold that double top will be confirmed. So if that happens, now that may not actually look really good. What you are going to look at is a negative 16% to the down, right? So you are going to observe it coming all the way back down 16%. So it's here. Now, the major question remains, like that 16% drop after forming that bearish pattern, does that actually bring you to the range where we traded here? Fine. So that's in the terms of XRP BTC. Now you actually go on to the XRP USD to put that same perspective here, because the price action looks so similar. If you get that movement here, you're actually trying to measure like, okay, if that's a double top being formed, here it's 18%. So if you actually happen to break lower, you come down 18%, you come all the way down. Oh, my mistake. You come all the way back down close to 0.37. Now, if that double top is confirmed, that's what we are looking at. But before that, before you actually go negative, what we really want to actually see, like, okay, what are these support ranges we are eyeing right now? On a daily, the 20-day moving average is being tested. It is being tested heavily. So you need to see like, okay, what's the trend on a shorter time frame? Are we breaking? And at least on the short-term chart, right now, you can actually easily recognize that you are slowly reaching that level of support. So if you happen to break this one, then yes, you are looking at 0.44, 0.45 as a horizontal range of support. Now, yes, the next support is close enough. It is going to come at 0.42, close to 0.4. 0.42 is going to be a huge support range. As a healthy market, is this one coming, holding this level and bouncing, that's going to actually give you more room to actually break this level. So if you plot this level of resistance, which we are at right now, and we say we are optimistic about this asset because the fundamentals is strong and the court case is going to get solved soon, what we really want to see is this one bouncing. So if we put this one here, you see like, okay, the moving average is there. Now, that's on a daily. What we really want to see is, okay, on a weekly, the moving average right now is 0.39. So I would say there is, if you are dropping heavy based on the 3-day chart, you are getting an engulfing candle here on the bearish side. So understand, short-term correction is here. On a bearish note, you are showing that unless this 3-day candle close back above here, it is still an engulfing candle, which is to the downside. Great. Which means you may actually come lower. So that's why we told you about the possibility of different supports up to 0.42, and if we drop 0.37. Great. Now, that is the moving average on a 3-day. So you now go on to look at the moving average on a weekly and see right now it is at 0.38. So by the time, if the price drops on a single day all the way down, okay, the moving average is still there. But if it is taking like 1 week, 2 weeks to come all the way back down, remember the moving average will be shifting to the upside because the price is above the moving average right now. So that will put pressure as the price comes down. So most likely 0.4, 0.42 is going to be the support range. Now, on to the Bitcoin side of this. Bitcoin right now does not actually look much good because it is actually breaking to the downside. Everything is getting priced in. So what we really want to observe in the market is just the CPI becoming positive. Because we already seen what the UN, IMF, EU, everyone is talking related to Fed and their hiking policies. Because if they're going to do another 75 saying, I don't care about these guys, it's all fine, it's all good for them, but not for the world. Because as this dollar becomes stronger, you are going to see multiple issues evolving. So we need to actually look at that side too. That's what we are up to. So now, this is going to be like, okay, yes, we do understand this is the narrative there, so we are not going to describe that one in detail. But if you look at the dollar, short term zoomed in, this is what we see. MACD suggests I can cross to the upside. That's a possibility. Price suggests, okay, I'm slowing down. There is something. So if you really zoom in on that one, that's when you actually see different stuff. So before that, you look at the macro pattern. We've talked about this from like some time, right? This is really important because you literally happen to abide by this level one time here as a support, actually twice, then here in this range as a support. So that was like a trending support. Great. Then you broke that lower, you retested that and got rejected. So that trend line is confirmed. Then again, when you bounced, you tested that. So now, long story short, you are here back in that same range. So there is a huge possibility this can actually drop. And if it does not drop directly to the bottom here to the support range, what we are going to look at is at least this range, right? It actually did this one. So it can remain there for 3-4 months, or other stuff as this. It can still remain like this, do a retest and then drop. Now, even if dollar is going to remain in this range, that may not actually look great for a lot of different fiat currencies. Now, keep in mind that the entire crypto bull market, which we actually got in 2017, is during this drop in dollar. So if dollar is dropping like that, it is really great for us. And to add on to that, remember this next drop here, which was not as big as the last one, it still gave you the big massive run in crypto, the wave one which we got. So if you imagine like, okay, the price is going to drop here till the halfway of this channel. Say you put in a resistance support range like this, and you see, okay, this is getting resisted here, it is getting supported here, so most likely somewhere close. So that's like 104, 105. Even if dollar is slowly coming back down there, it is really going to be great for the crypto market. Fine. And at that time, when you see people are entering into crypto, massive, big giants are entering into crypto, it does give you the ability to look for fundamentals. And nothing stands in front of Ripple and XRP when you're talking about fundamentals, because this is the one company that is solving big problems, along with, yeah, you do have competitors in the field like HBAR, Quant, XLM, all of them are there, but the way XRP has positioned itself and Ripple is pushing the adoption, it is actually huge. Now, SEC, it's, just leave them, because if you even think about them, you become angry, because you know whatever happening inside the market is like that. Now, before we end, we need to actually talk about this. This is the macro. We just know that the liquidity issue is so much. Right now, Bank of England is saying, okay, this week, that's it. I'm going to give you this thread. If you want to climb up, climb up. Or otherwise, just jump off the cliff. And I really don't think that is going to be the scenario, because pension funds, if they go broke, that means, say, you worked for like, 20 years and you are expecting some returns as pension. And, that, I think there was a book written by, say, for example, Robert Kiyosaki about Who Stole My Pension, right? So if you guys have time, listen to this audiobook or whatever. Oh, you can see that this 4 minutes, right? You can actually see these. So inside this, you get that idea. It's not about just one country. It's happening all over the world. So if that crisis is going to reach a developed country like England, Bank of England need to take strong actions, right? So we need to actually see how things are going to evolve. But right now, it does not actually look like it's a good green ride. So guys, if you listen till this point, great. Hit that like button. Hope you like the content. And if you are looking for crypto and updates for the crypto which you have in your portfolio, understanding which of these are going to hold on, which of these are reaching a clear support range, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.